All right. So, we're about to do something that I would much rather be waterboarded than do. But it's not waterboarding if you use diesel or kerosene or gasoline or motor oil, but you really need it to flow better if you're going to do waterboarding. But regardless, we're going to try to clean some of this paint off of the F-head engine. As I've indicated before, as I went all out painting this thing, just Van Gogh'd it to no end. And it did not work at all. And for y'all going, well, you didn't degrease it. Well, I degreased it. I degreased it repeatedly before I painted it. Before I primered it, I degreased it. So don't come at me with that, because I did. So I don't know exactly what it is. I don't care. And so we're just going to see about getting 90% of the paint off of it and then rattle canning it, whatever the hell color we want, hot pink, neon orange, whatever we want, so that we can slam it in this unit over here, okay? Because I've been thinking about it, and, this engine isn't going to put itself into the Willys. It's just not. I wish it would. It'd be a lot cooler if it did, but it's not. It's not going to just simply just slam itself in there. So before we slam it in there, we're going to have to half-ass paint it. And that's what we're going to see about doing right now. If you enjoy this kind of crap and you enjoy, me rambling about Willys trucks and whatnot, and, random bits of information about Alexander the Great or Cleopatra or whatever like that, then go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Because we've got about, I think, a little over a month to reach 1,000 subscribers. So do me a solid, okay? Smash the subscribe button, because if you smash the subscribe button, when we get to 1,000, we'll do another giveaway. All right, it'll be a better, cooler giveaway, but we're not even going to talk about that unless we reach it. If we don't reach it in the time, then what's the point? So we gotta get there. You gotta want it. I'm going to try to start putting videos on again, and going to try to get this unit right here operational, at least where we can drive it around, and then you don't need brakes, they just slow you down. But we'll see about that. But we're going to have to get the engine dialed in first, and then we can carry on with the rest of the legacy that is this truck. So the point is we're going to try to get this engine to cooperate. So we're gonna see if we can't get you somewhere where you might see something, anything. We're not gonna, it'd be easier for me just to sandblast this, but I don't feel like sandblasting, and I can't do it in here, and the engine won't fit in the thing. So we're just gonna wire wheel it. Maybe it'll scuff up the block enough to where maybe something will stick to it. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. It's important to safety squint while you do this. What's really cool about this is now, I don't know if it's just the paint's been on there long enough or what, but now the orange paint, because remember, this was primered, then painted orange. Now the orange paint underneath the second layer of primer that I put just to keep it from rusting is just smearing all over the block. So that's kind of cool. I really like that. That pleases me deeply. Might end up having to sandblast the damn thing again, which is just, it should be a lot easier than the first time, because the first time there was 4 inches of grease on it, you know, so got as much of that off, then sandblasted it, degreased it, and then all that. So, like I say, we're not trying to get it mint here, we're just trying to get it somewhat mildly presentable, you know, like it's not a show truck. Like I say, it's a damned old Willys, you know. So, like, it's not really the end of the world here. It doesn't gotta be perfect, but it's just. Yeah, this sucks, and not in a good way. It's a bad way, how bad it sucks. And so I don't foresee doing this. I'm gonna have to, I think we're gonna unfortunately end up having to sandblast it again, because, excuse me, let me, there we go. That way you can see my ugly face. I think we're gonna end up having to sandblast this unit yet again, because, that just make it more fun. I only spent 47 days doing it the first time because it was so filthy, but like, we're getting it down to bare metal, but it's just, you can't get in all these nooks and crannies. Like I say, this has got a new gasket under it, this does, that does, the oil pan. So it sucks. It sucks real bad, But you try to embrace the suffering, because it's gonna be suffering if you're gonna F with these old trucks. It's just part of it. You just have to embrace it a little bit, because like where that paint's just smearing and all this, can't get all this with the wire wheel, so we can get it started to flake. Then when I sandblast it, it'll make it come off easier and tape off all these holes and everything like I did the first time, and get it sandblasted again. And then I'm just gonna paint the whole thing black or red or something, or some color of some sort, and then we'll just carry on living the Willys lifestyle, because it's worth it in the end, When you're tootling down the road in that unit right there, it'll be worth it, But what color do you think I should paint it? Why don't you do that? Why don't you tell me something in the comments? Tell me, what color do you think Red Clay Traveler should paint this damned old F-head engine? You thinking just paint it all black? A lot of them were black. Painted. I liked it how I had it. I had the oil pan and the accessories were black, and the valve cover is going to be black, and the rest of it was going to be this kind of burnt red, orange. But that just kind of makes it more of a pain to paint. But, it's all about looks. That's what it's all about, You might be asking yourself that as well. Red Clay Traveler, it looks like you've lost some weight since you started the YouTube channel. Well, that's true. I've lost about 70, 75 pounds since October. So, there's a reason for that. The reason for that is I want women to be able to reject me solely for my personality and my beliefs, and not, you don't want to give them a caveat where it's, that you're fat and wear overalls all the time and F with cheap trucks. So I figure it'd be easier to just absorb blows when it's just strictly who you are is why they're rejecting you. So, plus I've been fat most of my life, so I feel, let's switch it up. We'll go skinny. Let's see what happens. Which I'm certainly not skinny, but we're working on it. So, if you've noticed that, that's why. Because if you watch some of my other earlier videos, the ones that are about a year old, I'm about 75 pounds fatter in those videos. And so yeah, there's that. These overalls are way too big for me now, but I'm still losing weight, so I figure why buy more? Get down to whatever weight I'm going to settle at, and then I can buy me some new bibs. You know what I'm saying? Just get you a new pair. Just spoil yourself a touch. Go, maybe drive this old unit right here. Drive it over there and get you some new overalls. They're all made in China now, so they're good. So there's that. I was hoping that this paint would flake off rather easily, which it does, as long as you're not trying to do it fast. So, this engine looks like a, aftermath of a battle. It looks horrible. And remember, it's not a war crime the first time. So this is the first time I've ever painted an engine like this, and it went sideways. So we're just gonna, it's not a war crime the first time. So we're gonna try to learn from it and see if we can't get it one color at least. Then we're gonna spike it into that truck over there. And then once we do that, and then we're gonna see if the old unit will pull itself. Because this came out of a CJ3B, which is a good bit lighter than this truck over here. So, I don't know how tired this engine is. I know it didn't smoke, it didn't knock. It seemed to run pretty good. So we'll see how it performs in the old Willys over here. Got paint residue all over my face and my beard. Once we get this truck operational, I think I mentioned it in some of my earlier videos, I want to either clear it, do a clear coat on it, or do something to preserve the patina, because I like the way it looks. I really dig this weathered 40 different colors of paint, primer, and crap that's on it. It looks good. It looks sick. It looks right. So we're going to see if we can't maintain that. With maybe boiled linseed oil or clear coat it, like I say, or something. We don't want it too shiny. You don't want it shiny. Just there. You want people to know this truck's been around, because, if you just glance at it, you think that, hell, that could be like a 2020 right there. That's a damn brand new truck. So you don't want people thinking it's new. It defeats the purpose. You want them to know it's antiquated. So but we'll figure that out when we get there. But I think it's going to be sick. I think it's going to be a pretty sick unit. Cruise down to the cigar shop, get you a Patron 7000 or something like that, and then head on back up. Maybe do some light duty cruising up on the trails, because a lot of them trails where I go camping at, some of them you don't even need a 4x4. Now, of course, you always need a 4x4, but if you stay on the main trails, you could cruise this unit up there. Like I say, I'm hoping this unit right here will move more than like 30, but we won't know until we've got the engine in it. So we got to find that out, because if it's got that 617 or whatever rear end in it, it's not gonna move at all. It's gonna be just, now you could pull hell off the hinge with it. You could do that, but once you do that, what's the point doing that every day? You want to be able to head it all around town, paint the town, as they say. But I think it's gonna be sick. I think it's gonna be really, really sick. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth the misery, because most things that I spend a lot of time on and energy and effort, they generally work out. So. As long as it's a truck, because like I say, the Willys cannot, and it will not hurt you. It can't. It's not possible. It doesn't, that truck right there has no ill will for me. It won't lie to me. It won't hurt me. It's not going to leave me. It loves me. I love it. The truck is good. I said this about Jubal. This truck's not as good as Jubal just because it's not Jubal. So, there can only be one. There can only be one. And so Jubal's the number one. We know this. This is established. Data indicates Jubal is the head chief around here. But this truck right here, you just say, it's pretty sick. It's a pretty sick unit. So I think it'd look real good parked next to Jubal. I think it'd look real good. So we need to get off our candy asses and get this truck rolling because it's not going to do itself. It's just not. I wish it would. It's not. It's not going to do itself. So we got to get it operational. I had some tires that I was hoping, the ones I told you that were dry rotted, but you just put some shoe polish in them. I was taking one of them off the other truck that it's on, and, there's a whole chunk of rubber just missing off the backside, which is nice about tube tires, is as long as the tube's good, tire ain't gonna be that good. But this tire is a little aggressive, how bad it's rotted. So I guess I'm gonna have to break down and put some decent tires on this truck once we're driving it around, which is just, it's inconvenient. Why can't you take a 30-year-old non-directional tire and just put it on this truck and then drive it? That just seems reasonable to me. So, yeah. And we got this pintle hitch off another Willys. We need to take that, slam it on the back of here, pull us a rig around with it, a little trailer. Maybe a boat, perhaps. Maybe a camping trailer or something like that. But yeah, we're going to see about getting this sucker dialed in, try to do a video on each part of it. I'll show this. When I sandblast this engine, I'll have to set the camera up a little bit away so that we don't scratch the lens and stuff, but we'll try to get that filmed, or at least part of it, and then show the crude paint job, that I'll do on it. And then by then, I should have the parts in, and then we'll take it and we'll spike it in this MF over here. And then we'll do a first crank video of this unit. And like I say, the exhaust is even there. I'm not even going to have to reroute the exhaust very much. The manifolds are different, but most of the exhaust is still intact, so I should be able to just move it around the way I need to. Get a roll bath oil cleaner, which is present, which is nice. Get it cleaned up some, hook it up. The battery tray is even there. So, my God. The truck's already half done. That's what I'm saying. So, it would make sense to go ahead and at least put the new master cylinder in place before we put the engine in, just because it would be convenient to do it without the engine in the way. But see, now that's getting dangerous because that almost makes sense. So, I don't know. I don't know if we'll do that or not, because that would just make things easier. And why make it easy when you could suffer? So we're going to see about that. Because I don't even know. I'd like to put disc brakes on it, but this is such a different setup with this drop axle and everything. I highly doubt that I can have the patience to figure that out, to put disc brakes on the front of it. And either way, I can do that later. I don't have to do that right now. Like I say, we'll try to keep it under 100 in the unit, But yeah, and then we got the other problem. Which is once we get the engine in there and some kind of, at least one brake working, once we got all that dialed in, then we got to figure out what the hell we're going to do about a seat. Because we ain't got no seat for this unit. And that's going to be a problem, because the seat that came in it is trashed. I don't have another good seat, but we could always borrow it from Jubal temporarily to put in here so that we can cruise around town, and we just swap the seats back and forth between the 49s. We could always do that. I can tell you one thing. If a man had a warehouse full of original Willys seats for these trucks, I could have sold probably 4,000 of them by now. It's the most common question I get asked all the time. Do you have a seat? A guy literally, like a couple days ago, writing me about it, saying that, do you have a seat? Do you have a seat frame? Do you have seat parts? I sold a good seat to a guy because he just wouldn't give it up. I just know wasn't good enough. No means no Bill Cosby, but not to this guy. So he wanted the seat. So I finally sold it to him. And I regret that grievously because I need the damn seat now. I didn't need it then. I need it now. So it's like the seats are in high demand, which is good because I'm glad people were putting original seats in them instead of a seat out of a Monte Carlo or something. So I'm pleased with that at least. So that's going to be a little bit of a thing. But surely, hopefully, by then we can find some kind of seat to put in it. Maybe put a lawn chair in it or something like that. You just got to be able to hit the door hinge that's the gas pedal in there right now. So, I mean, it's not that big a deal. Either way, we will conquer it, is what I'm saying. We're going to try to conquer the situation. You know, like I don't know what you do when you can't sleep, but when I can't sleep, I watch documentaries about the Spartans or Alexander the Great or Napoleon, things like that. And I was watching one the other night about the first battle that Alexander the Great had with the king of Persia at the Battle of Issus. And at the end of that battle, there were so many dead Persians on the battlefield that they took their bodies and filled what's described as like a little bit of a ravine, like a little ditch, basically. Not so much a ravine, but like a low spot in the battlefield that they were having trouble moving the horses and stuff across. They took the Persians and stacked their body in there so that they could move the Macedonian army back and forth while they're picking up weapons and everything. So what I'm saying is you got to adapt and overcome. So we're going to try to adapt and overcome to the situation and figure out what all needs to be done to this unit so that we can get her screaming down the road like a stabbed rat. And that's about all I have to say about that. So, once again, go ahead, just do it. Just hit the subscribe button. You're not impressing me. Nobody's impressed. Just go and hit it. It's not costing you nothing. It costs you nothing, okay? I'm not asking you to send me $1. I'm asking you to hit the subscribe button. If you've watched my channel more than once, chances are you're a weirdo like me. So why don't you go ahead and just join the club, man? Hit the subscribe button and see if we can't get us to 1,000 in the next little over a month. And when we do that, then we will do the giveaway. And it'll be sick. Maybe another custom sign like the last giveaway. Maybe I send out some Willys parts. Maybe I do both. Maybe, I don't know. There's possibilities of different kinds. But it'd be a lot cooler if you just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you don't want to do that, at least hit the like button, something like that. Share tell your friends, whatever. But until next time, until the next video, until I've got the sandblaster set up so we can sandblast this mofo engine over here, which I'm not even sure where that sandblaster is from, Harbor Freight, so you know it's good. I'm not even sure where it's at, but regardless. Once we get that set up, then you will see a video of me sandblasting this engine. So hopefully that'll be in the next... I'd like to do it this week, but I don't know that I can. I got other stuff I need to do. But regardless, here in the next week or so. And then that same video will I'll probably just combine them together where I'm painting it too. And then hopefully the next video will be taking the engine and spiking it into there. I know I've been saying that for several videos, but just come on. Just bear with me here, all right? So, anyway, thank you for watching. Have a pleasant tomorrow. It's a Regular Traveler signing out. And remember, Willys for life. No matter what, Willys is constant. Get it.